remember that prayer I prayed? One day, a friend asked me if they can borrow my car. They was having a tough time looking for work, didn't have a job, and had a couple of interviews lined up. Note, this friend asked to use my car before to go on interviews. No problems. I let the friend borrow the car. Then about 2 o'clock, just getting off lunch, I got a phone call from this friend telling me that my car was stolen. I'm like, stolen? What you mean stolen? You supposed to be going on interviews. How did the car get stolen? He said, coming back from the interview, he stopped at the store. The car was running. He just ran in real quick, came out, the car was gone. Now, I got insurance. This is what car insurance is for. So I kept asking him, are you sure the car was stolen and you didn't get in an accident? Because when I call the insurance, you have to note which case is which because they handle both scenarios differently. Did you get in an accident and you were afraid to tell me? Or was the car stolen? Next thing you know, a fireman is calling me. Hi, Mrs. Leverett, are you okay? And I said, first of all, who is this? How you get my number? And yes, I'm okay. I'm at work. Oh, this is the Newark Fire Department. We see that your car is wrecked. We just wanted to make sure everything was okay because the keys were still inside the ignition. When I say I was livid, all I'm doing is just trying to be a good Christian. I'm still being kind to people regardless of what I got going on in my life. This is just me. This is my heart. But it's too much. It's too much. I can't take anymore. So I call him back. I don't tell him about the fireman calling me because I want him to tell the truth. Even though we do stuff that's out of alignment with what God has for our lives, he still be coming through in the clutch for his kids. So I told him, well, I have to file a police report if the car was stolen because I'm still going with his lie. If the car was stolen, I got to file a police report. So I need you to be a witness because you was driving the car, all that stuff. He like, let me call you back. Let me call you back. He knew he was lying. But then this what happened. Because remember, I told y'all the fireman called me. The fireman said that he came back to the scene of the crime because that was a crime that he did. And then the cops started questioning him. I called him back. So now I'm trying to, I'm trying to get the information. But he didn't answer the phone. And he didn't answer the phone for a while. This fool called me maybe like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what is happening? Oh, I was in jail. They locked me up. Lord, forgive me. Why they lock you up? What happened? He said, I don't know. The cop just took me down there. She was questioning me and she locked me up. She said that I stole a car and I kept telling her I ain't steal a car. You let me use it, blah, 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 blah. So the next day I took off work. So now I'm mad because I got to take off work to go show these cops that this is my car. I go down there. The detective lady came. She was very nice. She said, I want to talk to you like you was my child. People that don't have stuff, she ain't say stuff. She said the curse word. But people that don't have stuff don't take care of your stuff. She told me that she locked him up because she knew he was lying. And she said she kept him in jail until he told her the truth. He was joyriding in my car. And I'm going to tell you how I found out. I text my mom and sister and let them know what happened. And then my mom said, call me. So I called her and I said, what's going on? She said, I think I see your car on Facebook. I said, what? And she said, I'm going to send you the link. Your brother sent it to me. She sent me the link and I watched this man total my car, jump out and get in somebody else's car. He was joyriding and hit a utility pole. The pole snapped in half. That was my last straw. Why is all of this happening? Every time something appears to be going right, then I'm just catapulted backwards. Like, what is happening? I remember when I told y'all to hold on to that prayer that I prayed. God, remove any and everything that is connected to boyfriend F. Remove it out of my life. That car was the last item. And the reason being is because he helped me get the connection. He helped me get the deal. I got that car for a steal because of his connections. So when it totaled, I'm not thinking about my prayer that I prayed. I'm like, yo, I need a car. This is wow. And then on top of it, he has no job. He has no money. He can't really pay me back. So I'm SOL. I got the car paperwork, sent it to the insurance. They did the inspection and they totaled the car out. So now I pay a car note because I'm financing this car. So I'm like, okay, the insurance going to total it out. I'm good. Nope. Now, I took out a loan from my credit union to get this car. But at the time that I did it, Gap insurance wasn't offered. Now, let me tell you what Gap insurance is. Gap insurance is additional insurance that will cover the financing of your car in the event that something tragic like this happens. So if I had Gap insurance, after the car insurance totals out the car, if there's a balance left, that Gap insurance will cover that balance. So the credit union, they will still get paid for their car. Because since I didn't have Gap insurance on this car loan, I still got a car note with no car. So I'm just getting out of the toxic relationship with boyfriend F. I'm settling into my new place. I'm trying to play catch up because he trashed all of my stuff, so I don't have anything. I'm starting over from scratch. I have no clothes. I'm barely paying rent. Like, stuff was crazy. I'm struggling to finish school. Mind you, this was 2016. At this point that all this was happening, I had 1 year left of school. I was ready to throw it all away. That's how frustrated I was. I am literally 1 year away from completing my bachelor's degree, and I'm like, I'm done. This is too much. It's been 7 months since the accident, and I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I'm looking around my apartment. I have no furniture. I barely have food in my refrigerator. I feel like a big ass failure. I'm carrying shame and regret. I done let people abuse me, use me, mistreat me. I done abused, mistreated myself. I done chase love down to the ground, just trying to prove that I'm worthy and worth something. I felt so miserable in that moment. I went to work and I don't even know how I made it through the day. But when I left work, I said, God, this too much. I'm out. I was going home to kill myself. Tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being abused. I'm tired of being empty. I'm tired of not having. I'm tired of struggling. I'm just tired. This can't be the life that you talk about in this book. This can't be the life that people say they experience when they're walking in freedom. This can't be it. It's no way. This can't be the life that you want for me. At this point, I'm blaming God for everything that is happening in my life. And I said, I'm out. And I just texted my mom and told her that I'm going home to kill myself. I said my goodbyes to her and I turned the phone off. And I just sat on the bus and cried. I was defeated. I said life shouldn't be this hard. And I ain't doing it right. So I don't want no parts of it no more. Now, the bus ride is not a quick bus ride. Something came over my spirit and said, check the time. I just got on the bus. Don't know why I need to know what time it is, but something said, check the time. And it was my best friend calling me. This will be the same best friend who told me about the fast when I got out of the relationship with boyfriend F. So she said, hey, boo, where you at? Just got on the bus. Where the bus at? So I told her what street the bus was on. Oh, get off the bus. I think I'm right behind your bus. Mind you, I have not talked to this woman all day. And to think about it, I didn't speak to nobody that day because I was done. So she has no idea what I'm feeling and no idea what I'm on my way home to do. As she's driving around the city of Newark, I'm just sitting in the car. I'm mad. And she's not saying anything. Sat down, I put my seatbelt on, and she just drove. And she drove and she drove. She had no idea what she just stopped. She's driving. Her phone is ringing off the hook, but she's not answering. She's just driving. And next thing you know, I just felt like I was vomiting up every disgusting moment from my life. The abuse, the neglect, the low self-esteem, the abandonment, the not feeling like I'm wanted, not feeling worthy, feeling less than, like all the negative things I called myself, I said about myself. I was just regurgitating them in the car, screaming, crying, banging on her dashboard. And she just let me. She just kept driving. She had to drive around for an hour. From where she picked me up to get to my house was a 10-minute ride. I feel like she drove through every block in the city of Newark. She did not let me get out of that car. And I know that God sent her because he know his kids. He knew that if I would have got to that house, I wouldn't be here today. Because that's how determined I am as a person. I jump out the window with anything, as you can see from my life story. And God knew that if I would have got home, I wouldn't be here right now to even tell you the story. Finally, we pull up to my house and we park. And I look up. I saw my mom. My mom had been calling her while we was in the car. Because remember, I texted my mom and said, deuces. So I got out of the car. My mom grabbed me. She's hugging me. And she's telling me, her testimony and how powerful my life is and how I have so much to live for. And, she's pouring into me. And she came from Bible study. So she's with her two good friends. I call them my aunties. So she's with my aunts, and she's crying. They're crying. Then they start praying, and I'm just on the ground. The dirty streets of Newark, on the ground, just on my knees, just like so defeated. Like God doesn't hear me. Like I just feel like I continue to be a victim. I blame God for everything. Every situation, when I had free will throughout my life. But free will, this is something that I learned. And you may disagree, and that's okay. But free will ain't free. It comes with a cost. Everything comes with a cost. The choice and decision, every single choice and decision I made came with a cost. It came with a cost, and I paid that cost throughout my life. Shame kept me away from my family. I paid the cost. I'm 37 years old, and I feel like I'm getting in on my family all over again. I paid that because I was too shameful to be around them. All of our choices come with something. You too prideful, so you don't want to heal. You don't want to do the work because you don't want to look at yourself how you are. You don't want to look in the mirror and see how ugly you become. So you just rather be bitter, mean, petty, angry, upset, being a victim. I paid that cost to the point where I said I would rather be dead, because who gonna miss me anyway? This is the stuff I used to tell myself because I was that ashamed. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say this, and this is coming with love. The devil wants you isolated so he can take you out. Do you hear what I'm saying? The devil wants you isolated so he can take you out. The devil wants you isolated so he can take you out. Fight against it. Speak up. Open your mouth. If you're hurting, say you're hurting. If you're sad, say you're sad. If you need help, ask. Open your mouth. Because the Bible says, where two or more people are gathered, oh my Jesus Christ. The Bible says that two people are better than one. Why? Because when one fall, the other one can help them get up. And then don't let it be three people, baby. That's what the Bible says. But we want to be alone. We want to figure it out by ourselves because we don't want nobody to see the mess that we made. I hid all my life because of messes that I continue to make. And I was too ashamed to tell people of the chaos that I was living in. I got so immune to chaos that it was normal. Now we're going to go back to the prayer. Remember the prayer I prayed? God, remove everything that is connected to boyfriend F. When you ask God to remove something out your life, you don't get to pick how he do it. Now, I'm not going to say God made the car accident happen with the guy totaling the car. I'm not going to say that. I will say is that he will use all things. Every single mistake I made, God still showed me who he was in those moments, even when I didn't believe it. I have the evidence. I have the proof. I'm here. I'm the proof. I'm the proof. You're not exempt from his love. You're not exempt from his forgiveness. He had to show me that. He had to bring me down to my knees. So when I look up, I'm looking up at him. I'm not looking up at a man. I'm not looking up at a status quo. Looking up at labels and fly cars. And I'm not looking up at none of this materialistic stuff. Because when we go, it ain't going with us. But when I look up, I see him. And yes, I had to lose some things in the process. A lot of the things that I lost, boyfriend F bought. But a lot of it he didn't. But those things had to be collateral damage. God told me I needed to save you. That other stuff, we could always replace those things. But you, I can't replace you. So those things were collateral damage. But I came to get you. I left the 99 to come find you.